honestly, I don't even know how much time had passed, but there was a really loud sound, right? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I must apologize for last week. I know I did not post any videos at all, and it was simply because I'm taking 2 summer classes, and with that there's like a lot of burden. I have to be studying, and I was trying to juggle doing homework and trying to find some time to actually video and post some content. But never fear, because this week I'm coming with 2 banger videos, and I know that you guys will enjoy them. And so I hope that you just continue to sit with me and just continue with me on this YouTube journey. So in today's video, I'll be talking to you guys about the time I almost got shot. So it's low-key story time, low-key testimony at the same time, because I'm still here, so obviously I didn't die or anything. But yeah, so we're gonna get right into it. But as usual, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you are notified the next time I post a video. Let's go. So I'm here trying to figure out how I should start off the story, and I think I'm just gonna go back to a little bit before it actually happened. So I was at school. I left for spring break and I went to Atlanta with my school for a speaking engagement. So after that, COVID broke out and it was getting wild, and so the schools decided that they're not going to be returning for in-person learning. And so mommy bought me a ticket to come home the following day. So I came home to Jamaica and I was continuing my classes online, and then the spring semester ended. So I was originally planning from before that I would have took some online classes, not online classes, some summer classes over the summer. So because of COVID and everything, I was kind of wondering, should I still take it? Because I don't know, I'm not like an online type online person. So I was like, in person is my thing, so I wasn't sure if I should. However, the school cut the price of the online classes, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wing it and do it. So I was taking my first summer class, and this was considered the May term. So it's basically a period of 2 weeks right after the spring semester ends. So the spring semester ends like the Friday, and the May term starts the following Monday, and it just lasts for 2 weeks. So I was taking an ecophysiology class, and if you guys know anything about upper bio classes, you guys know that these classes are really intense. There's a lot of coursework, a lot of things for you to study, and a lot of things for you to do. So I was taking the class, and it also is accompanied by a lab. So I was basically taking 2 classes, and I had to be covering all that coursework and all that material within the space of 2 weeks. So I already knew what I signed up for. I knew it was going to be strenuous. I knew I was going to have to, focus on my work and just do what I had to do. And so the classes started, and I was doing them day after day. So basically, the class now requires a lot of me. So the class starts at 8 in the US, and so that would require me to wake up at 7 because of the time difference. So I was waking up at 7 every day, and I would be in class from 7 until 12 for the lecture, and then we would break and return at 1. Yes, at 1 for the other session, which goes from 1 to 4. So I was basically in class for the whole day. So yes, it was very time consuming and everything. And then on top of the class, now when you finish the class, you have homework, you have lab homework, and then those things are due the following day, right? On top of all of that, you also have 2 lab reports that are due for the class. Those are the major lab reports. So I knew that it would be a lot of work, so I had to be kind of keeping proactive, making sure that I was staying ahead with the class and doing all the lab works and stuff ahead of time. So there was this particular night now where I was up doing some work, and I am the type of person where I want to get it done so that I don't have to be worrying about it anymore. So the lab thing was due the following day, 1 o'clock. So I could have woken up and did it in the morning or all the way up until 1. But in my mind, I'm like, what's the point of me waking up to do it? Because I'm going to be in class at the time, and then maybe I'm not going to be focusing on the lecture and all that. So I always make it my point of duty to finish the work from the night. Don't matter if I have to wait, stay up until 1 o'clock. Finish it the night so that in the day I don't have to worry about anything being due. So I've been doing that for like probably like 4 days, or 5. And then now there was this one day now where I was just so tired and I just couldn't understand why I was so tired. And I was like, I was doing this every day, so why am I just so tired today? So I was up now that night doing some work and I was sitting up on my bed. So my back would be to the window. So if someone was outside, they could probably see my head back. So I was there doing the work and Zan was in there with me as well. So I was up and I was like, oh my god. So I usually keep Zan in the room with me to help me stay up, because if I'm by myself, I know that as me lay down, I could probably knock out. So we were in the room, she was on her phone and I was just trying to finish the work, but then I started getting so tired. So then I started like leaning up on the bed like that and whatever, and Zan was like, Brianna, yeah, fall asleep, get up, whatever, yeah, fall asleep. And then I was like trying to get up, but I was still falling asleep. So she even said to me, why not just wake up tomorrow and finish or whatever? And I was like, no, me don't want to do that, because after what I previously explained, I don't want to be unfocused in class and then miss something. So I was up still trying and trying and trying, but I was so tired. So I decided, alright, I'm gonna do what I don't want to do, which is go to sleep and then wake up and finish it. So then I was like, alright, bye, whatever. She went to sleep, good night. And then I was like, alright, I'm gonna sleep. So I laid down and I kid you not, like in the space of 2 minutes or less, I knocked out. I was out cold. So I fell asleep and then like probably like 5 minutes into me sleeping, but because of how deeply I fell into the sleep, like honestly I don't even know how much time had passed, but there was a really loud sound, right? But because of how I went to sleep, I thought that it was my laptop that fell on the floor. So I jumped up like so surprised because it was like a really loud sound. I jumped up and then I looked to the floor and I didn't see my laptop, and then I felt it beside me, so I was like, oh, it's there. So I went back to sleep, like legit, I just went back to sleep. So now I woke up the next morning and I was going to class just the same. I was doing everything, my routine, everything was fine. So that happened like the Tuesday, and Friday now is in my yard is the big day for cleanup, and like the house get the full clean and dust. I don't know if anyone else is like that or in their yard, but Friday we know is cleanup day. So I got up for class as usual and I was in class all the whole time and everything. So my helper and the man that works in the yard, they usually clean and do all the stuff around the yard. He cleans the patio and all that, and then she cleans like the rooms. So they were in the room and sweeping and stuff, and he came to me. I was in class and he's like, "Why you dropping in your room and broke?" So I said, "What you talk about?" And he's like, "There's a lot of glass on your floor. What, you drop one glass and break it?" So I was so confused. I was like, what? Because I'm like, there's no glass, I never drop anything, so what are you talking about? So then he's like, he was sweeping the room and he noticed that there's a lot of glass pieces on my floor. So I got up and I'm like, this sounds strange, so let me come and see what you're talking about. So I come to the room and I looked at the part that he was talking about, and so I noticed that there was glass on the floor for real. So me to get confused now. So the helper now, she started looking like where the possible glass could come from. And then lo and behold, we look at the window and there's a bullet hole. And I will insert a picture of the bullet hole in the glass. So I know my heart is up in my throat. Like I'm shocked. I'm like, what the heck? Like, what? So then same time now it dawned on me, yo, that this must have been that sound. And I'm like, yo, what the hell? So I fly, go to mommy now. I'm like, mommy, look on this, like look how many nearly did, like whatever. So then she fly come over here, whatever, she come and she look, and if like that was probably the worst thing to say to my mom, like especially at that time, because I feel like she probably did gonna have a heart attack. Like she started saying, where's about, and she hyperventilate and whatever. But anyway, she come over here and she see what I want. So now me, you know, in a class still, you know, but me over here, I look panting. So anyway, I was like, this is just way too much. Like at this point now, me I say like, what the heck? Like me could have did like what? So now me, you know, go put down, go come off of the class. So I come off of the class and just tell the man say, yo, me can't stay up in the class and me leave. So I left class and we were in the room trying to figure out like what the hell, like what's happening. So now I'm getting the other side of the story now from mommy them that were actually up when the loud sound took place, because I, as I said, fell into a very deep sleep, and so I only heard the sound, but it still wasn't even as loud as they heard it. So I woke up, when I woke up the morning, so this is more addition to the story now. The actual morning following the shooting now, I woke up and Zion had texted me. Remember, she just left my room like about 2 minutes before the sound, and she said, you heard that? But I was in such a deep sleep, I didn't feel the message. And when I woke up the morning, I was like, what were you talking about? And she said, there was a loud noise, and I guess it was nothing. So now it was Friday now, and mommy's like telling me now everything that she was experiencing at the time. So she's saying when she was there in the room, someone rang the buzzer. So we have like automatic gates and everything. So they rang the buzzer. So it was like after 1 now, like probably to 2 in the morning, and she's like, who the hell could be ringing the buzzer at this time? So she went to the, I think she was there for a little bit, and then she went to look through the window to see who it was, and she said that she saw a man walking like towards the roadside, because I'm by a main road. My house is by a main road, so he was just walking from the street out to the road. So she said that she was like, she wanted to see the direction he was going, which was heading towards Napen Town. And so she came into my room, because my room would have the windows that are able to see exactly where the man would be going. So when she came into my room now, she was looking through the window to see the man. And she said even when she came into the room, she was wondering how I didn't wake up or notice that she was in the room and I was in a very deep sleep. Normally, no, I'm not a heavy sleeper. I'm a very light sleeper. So once my door opened, I'm up, because the door makes a loud sound, and so I would have been up, but I was in such a deep sleep. So she said she went back out, and the loud sound happened and everything. And then when she came out now, she noticed that Zan was up, and she was like, oh, what was that sound? Alyssa also was up, and she was like, did you hear that? And like whatever, but I was fast asleep. So then my neighbor must have messaged her or something and say, you know, he heard like a sound, like a gunshot coming from her direction, and she was like, I heard it too, but I don't see anything and whatever. But she was like still patrolling the house, you know, kind of seeing and if she saw anything out of place. So nothing like seemed out of place, and everything seemed fine. And she, as I said before, she did come in here and I was fast asleep. So now hearing all of this, and then now Friday comes and we're seeing all of this, we're like, what? Then no, she starts to me now, I saw you did sleep dead, like how if you hear that the loud sound and you know you get up and even think say you know a gunshot or anything, because I'm saying no to myself, if my neighbor that lives like 3 houses down heard the gunshot coming from our direction, how is it that I, that is in the room, didn't hear anything? So while they were, my helper now was cleaning and everything, they found the head of the bullet and like the casing. So I think the man outside found the casing outside, and then the head of the bullet was in here. So again, this was just like a surreal moment. It's like I'm here, like I'm alive and I'm well, like I was legit walking, like I'm doing everything, I was fine. And like you get what I'm saying? Like I don't know if you guys probably would understand what I was feeling in this moment. It was more of like a lot of thanks and like gratitude. I'm like, yo, God, you're good. Like you kept me. Like how like if it was any other night, I would have been up until like 2 o'clock, 2:30, trying to finish my homework, and it was just so timely that God just say, yo, go sleep, and make me go sleep, because I was tired. Like I don't think there's just like a tired just come over me, and I'm like, oh, me just so tired. because usually no, after my classes I would take a little nap so that I'm not so tired in the night so I can finish my work. And I was just so tired, and like every other night I would be up trying to finish, but this one particular night I just was so tired. And then after me lay down, I fell into a deep sleep. So mommy now was like, how come you just start sleep so quick? Because based on the time I told her that I went to sleep, so I was like, I went to sleep like around like hypothetical like 1:30, and this happened like 1:33. So she was like, how you feel start sleep so fast? Like, me not understand. And I'm like, mommy, I don't know, it just has to be God, because I didn't even hear the sound ripple like everyone else heard. So now after all of this, now we started watching the cameras, we started to look at the time frames and everything, and we kind of got more clues and everything. We called the police, they came to look at the bullets and the hole and everything, and all the protocols and everything that take place after that. So now I was telling my cousins now, and Marcel was like, I heard it too. Morgan was like, I heard it too, and everything. So it was just like, everybody hear the thing and just say, oh, okay, so like gunshot, but you was just wouldn't expect say, oh, I hear say it really land. Again, I am just like in shock. I guess it was mostly shock and like just gratitude towards God, like, thank you for having kept me. So this just kind of just was like a lesson to me as well, because a lot of times, like, you will hear somebody like get shot, or like almost get shot, and you're like, oh, wrong place, wrong time, and all that stuff. But I was just in the confines of my yard, like I was at home, a place that you would feel like, oh, I'm safe here, like this is my home, and like, you're not on the road or anything. But I was at the right place, I was at home. So I guess right place, wrong time, I don't know. But it was just like one of those moments I'm like, look, oh, and I let me there road, let me there my yard. It was scary and everything. But at the end of the day, like, I kind of just had to pray a lot, and to tell God thanks, and also ask him to also help me overcome the fear, because even after it took place, I wasn't sleeping in my room. I was sleeping with Zion for a few days, and I was like, after like about 4 days, I was like, no, like I have a room for a reason. And like, I started praying. I'm like, God, help me to get over the fear, because you kept me through the night. And also what was also a driving factor is the fact that it happened like Tuesday, and I didn't find out until the Friday. So I was still sleeping in there for like 3 other days without knowing what had took place. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get over this. And I just started sleeping back in my room, and trust me, those few nights after was the most comfortable sleep me ever having in my life, because I asked God for sweet sleep and sweet rest. So if y'all don't believe in God yet, then I don't know, like, yeah, I just feel like God is real. Like, it's just, these are just different, stories and stuff that show how real God is, because I would have legit been up, like, I would have got that shot exactly in my head if I was up any longer. Because as I said before, my back is against the wall, against the bed head actually, and where the bullet was in relation to my head was exactly behind my head. And again, as I said before, I will insert a picture of the bullet hole and also proximity to where I was laying, so that you guys can understand exactly why I'm giving God thanks and why I'm so grateful that I'm here videoing and about to post some content. So guys, that's basically the end of this story. I hope that someone was truly blessed and touched by this testimony and story. I feel like I just want to implore you all to kind of just always pray a prayer of covering over your life. Each day you go in and come out. Sometimes we take it for granted, that God has spared our lives, to see another day. And so every morning before I do anything else, I try to usher up a prayer to God, telling him thanks for waking me up, and for him to cover me going through the day, in going out and coming in, keeping you free from all accidents and incidents, because a lot of the times we feel like we're only inclined to getting hurt or in any danger on the road, but I was literally at home and could have experienced such a difficult thing. So just pray over yourself, pray for covering in every step that you take of every day. So again, this is the end of the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and please do feel free to share your comments and anything anything that you want to share. So see you guys in my next video. Make sure you remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And again, turn on your post notifications so you're notified the next time I post a video. See you guys.